and intel.
All right, it's on. Our player who really botched that last game, but still has very impressive play,
MMA
is over here at the upper left. And now, the center right,
Fox Lin.
You know,
who is really, I think, slowly getting better and better and better.
And he has been for some time, and that I love to watch players like this. Every time you see him, they get a little bit better. Those players are scary, Tasteless, because, I mean, he is approaching this game in such a determined manner, and doing something like that, it takes a lot of willpower, it takes a lot of perseverance. It's just a very impressive thing. It shows a lot of character on behalf of the player. And to see Lin do this and just like, not the best results. You know, you see him in Warcraft 3 and he has all these great results all the time. But in StarCraft 2, no great results yet, but they get better and better. And his gameplay gets better and better. And he even says, you know what? I'm not the best yet, but I'm going to keep practicing. And I'm going to get better and better. And that's a fearsome player, Tasteless.
It is. You know,
that's someone that's going to be around for a long time.
Well, you know, give this guy a couple more months, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe even in this tournament if we see him in the Final Four. You know, it's different to compare someone like him to someone like San Zenith, who started out pretty bad.
Yeah, started off terrible, and
then suddenly
meteorically rose.
Yeah, suddenly got to the semifinals and now is dropped down into Code A.
Yeah, players like that can be unsteady. Sometimes they just figure out like something in the metagame that they understand, and they just use that.
Right.
They for a momentary period of time, they have like this great understanding of a certain thing that other people don't, and they beat everyone because of it. That happens. Some players are like that. Lin, on the other hand, nothing like that. He's getting better mechanics, better decision making. He's slowly but surely improving all aspects of his game, and that is, in the long term, a much scarier player than these ones that sometimes rise up and then fall down.
You know, you're absolutely correct. I totally agree with you. I mean, it's
as you should, Tasteless.
As I should. Now the Reaper's going to come out. Now Lin is reverting back to, I think, what he's most known for, which is a barracks with a tech lab opening.
No, that's MMA.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I dropped the ball. It's been a few days since I cast it.
Looks like we are going to see from Lin either a Blue Flame Hellion drop or Banshee.
Well, that's good then. I mean, I know I just messed up the player names, but to be totally frank, it's good that we're instead not seeing Lin do the tech lab thing every time. Lin's starting to diversify then. Now, here comes the SCD going in there, and he does not get inside the main, but the Reaper at the same time from MMA does not get much information either. He never saw the factory, starport. Lin basically going to go for a Banshee rush here.
Yeah. Get the tech lab so fast, I was getting excited we might see a Blue Flame drop. Normally you get the tech lab just a little bit slower with the Banshee, because it builds so fast.
And here comes that Banshee now. MMA may still try to poke with the Reaper. He's going to try to go in from this corner, and it's undefended from Lin. He does get around, but will he be intercepted? Well, it doesn't even matter, actually.
I don't think that when a Reaper dies, it even feels pain in that last moment.
Well, I don't know, man. You know, when the Reaper dies, its body shoots off. Well, you know,
it
the rocket
explodes. I think that's just the rocket pack. I think everything else just explodes.
Would that be scary when you're on that? Oh, you think it's just the rocket pack? You don't think the Reaper actually shoots off?
No, I don't think so. That would be like the worst ejection seat ever.
That would be terrible.
Notice, by the way, the Reaper wears a helmet, just like you should on a bike.
If I was a Reaper, I wouldn't wear a helmet. I'd grow up my hair out long.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe blowing in the wind and stuff.
And then it gets too long, catches on fire from your rocket packs. That's when you wish you were on a space map. But then you'd have a helmet on, wouldn't you?
No, I would, of course.
It's alright, mutas can breathe in space. I'm sure Tasteless can.
Yeah, mutas can flap their wings in space. Think about that. Figure that out. Now, here comes the Banshee. This is the most pivotal part of the start of this game, is how many kills can the Banshee get? Only one. Nope, 2 SCVs so far. Ooh, this is off to kind of a bad start here for Lin.
As long as he doesn't lose it, though, he can always bring it back for more.
Just cut off his brains from moving down with the add-on at the factory. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's actually kind of funny.
Oh, nice. Ninja stim. Well, this is bad for Lin. You know, you spend all that money trying to get the Banshee out, and then for it to kind of not work at all.
Well, he does have another Banshee on the way. So maybe this second one will do something. I have the feeling no, but we'll see.
SCV's transferred here.
By the way, Lin has 2 barracks now. A siege tank, siege mode on the way, a bunch of Marines. Looks like he's going to go for quite a strong attack here. But the problem is, MMA has stim already. If there is one way to break a one base, Marine tank Banshee all-in thing, it's with lots of tiny fast units, whether they be Zealots with charge upgrade, a billion Zerglings, or, well, a bunch of Marines with stim and some SCVs.
Lin setting up a bunker.
And here we go. He's going to do that exactly.
That siege tank could melt a lot of these Marines if they don't mow this down in time. But they're in range of the siege tank, and somehow the siege tank is not going to die. I can't believe my eyes.
Yep, it did live there, but he reduced the numbers there quite greatly. And it looks like he may do a counter drop as this push is going pretty slow by Lin. May just go up his ramp. It's kind of an interesting scenario.
It's a very interesting scenario. I'm not entirely sure what to expect. The medevac, looks like he might have wanted to fake doing a drop template and turn around. Then the orbital is in range of the siege tank, so obviously MMA can't just sit around here and wait. In this case, he lifts, moves back.
I love that Viking by Lin, by the way.
Yeah, that's smart.
That totally deterred drops for a little bit. And that's all he needs, because now he's making his command center. He's got a really nice contain going.
He might have heard that drop sound effect. He was close enough, I believe. He's going to go for the tech lab.
Oh, that's pretty huge.
Oh, my God. If he gets the tech lab, there's not a lot of ways he can recover from that. But it looks like siege mode is going to finish just in time. However, even the location itself of the factory and tech lab means eventually it will have to lift off. Siege mode barely finishes in time. And of course, no more siege tanks can be made there. Now here's a good example. Lin backs up. Like a good Terran player, he backs up, he doesn't stay there.
Yep, backs up to his bunkers. He can keep that contained at the bunkers for a reasonable amount of time.
I'm so proud of how much Lin has improved.
Seriously, I'm
really
so excited about it.
guy.
I've been to so many tournaments with Lin at them, and he's such a friendly... He's like a guy that's good for esports, man. He's handsome, he's friendly, he's charming. He's got all these qualities that Tasteless has.
Those are good qualities to have.
Yeah, they are.
Look at this. Salvages the bunker. He's probably going to do the exact same thing to this one.
Oh, certainly. Of course, he's only going to get 75 minerals back.
It's true.
Yeah. He's like,
no. Well, look, MMA's got to get back to his expansion and secure that. The sand is running out of the hourglass. You can't be on one base against 2 base Terran versus Terran and be taking all the punches, too.
And it looks like it's time for Lin to go home.
Well, he just might keep inching back with the siege tanks.
Actually, why is he leaving that siege tank?
Well, I think to make it look like there's more stuff there.
Yeah, maybe.
And then, eventually Terran's going to try to get all of his stuff and send his SCVs, but it's just one siege tank. Not a bad idea.
Yeah. Very smartly going through a different section of the map with the Marines and siege tanks that he wanted to get out of there, because MMA does have some map dominance right now. But if we take a look at some of these stats, Lin up by 2 SCVs, 40 to 38. He's up by, well, they're at the same exact supply, really. It's actually 80-43. I'm not going to tell you guys which. I hope your resolution doesn't let you see that. No, that's actually hateful. I hope you can see it, but...
Well, MMA has his base now. MMA, he did go for quicker stim this time. So it's a little bit different from the previous game we've seen. Even though he was on one base in the previous game, he was at least dealing a lot of the blows, too. SCV transfers, an SCV centipede. That's way more than the human centipede. That's a lot of SCVs. Now, the medevac is basically heading towards the main base of Lin. Lin is going to have to try to defend, and it's very possible MMA will push at the same time. Oftentimes, players have a hard time defending 2 locations at once because they have, a lot of these guys have everything put on one hotkey. He might walk into a trap here, though.
Oh, man.
There's a trap. Oh. Okay, there we go. Nice handling by Lin.
Nice
swings
little,
out.
Nice little siege location.
Here comes the drop now from MMA. MMA not dropping in probably the best location.
I think a lot of those siege tank?
No. That was actually one siege tank that basically drove that out.
Marines played their part. Well, these guys pretty much dead even in supplies. 7 siege tanks for Lin against 4 from MMA, though, and that's a pretty big deal. What?
Does not manage to get this tank.
What am I seeing? That Marine wouldn't die, man.
This is the
Medevac's
game of
pretty good.
siege tanks that don't die. MMA with a lot of Marines and Medevacs, they're grouped together.
This map is just so much more interesting without that watchtower and TVT.
Oh, yeah,
So before
absolutely.
you just siege up there and you're like, ah, ha, ha, and your opponent's like, ah. That's
Yeah,
exactly
there's like not a
what
lot
it's
you can do. There really isn't. I like this Viking defense, by the way, here by MMA. And I think this is smart. MMA, seems to be one of the players who's initially more comfortable getting the sensor tower right away. Sensor towers are so great.
They really are. If I was a fair player basis, I would actually be like the sensor tower Terran. I'd always know what's coming.
Oh my
Oh
God!
my God, indeed.
Lin is attacking into it. Confident he has more than enough to run this over. But there are no more Marines. And I am dumbfounded by the decision to attack into that.
Indeed, Tasteless, indeed. Here's the thing, and I actually kind of commend Lin for trying this, because just like in StarCraft 1, there are certain scenarios where you keep your tanks in siege and do things like that, and
Right.
both of these times he looked at it and he overestimated what he had. Just slightly. If he had just a little bit more, he breaks that.
Yeah, maybe 4 or 5 extra Marines.
Yeah, it's literally that close, but you have to be perfect in that judgment, and that is one thing that in StarCraft 1 separated good Terrans from great Terrans, and in StarCraft 2, I'm sure it will as well in the future. So, that obviously the entire attack got blundered, but almost he was awesome.
Now look, another sensor tower, and he is really sealing the lid on this contain.
Yeah,
he's
he is.
edging in here. I don't believe he's going to attack. Could be correct, but I would assume he's going to siege up.
Double zip,
and there we go.
Ziploc bag right now. Tasteless.
Yeah, no kidding. Like the special kind of
That
Ziploc bag.
asparagus
It
is
shows
never
you.
going bad.
It changes the color so you know it's zipped up nice and tight.
Going with the
Bags
zipper
up.
on it that your mom tells you to rewash because it's expensive. But here we go, the Marines spreading, and there are a lot of MMA Vikings
All
here.
the Medevacs are actually being shot down right now for Lin.
Yeah.
And he can actually land these Vikings on top of the siege tanks and be like, LOL.
GG. Lin
GG.
realizes he's dead. Unfortunate. You know what? That is unfortunate because Lin actually played a really good series. I feel like I would love to see him advance, but MMA, he's
Look
the
at how
hero.
happy he is. He deserves that win. It's too bad because Lin, the games that he loses, it's like he almost lost it himself. He stims and runs in there, and MMA is like, all right, I'll take that. But again, Lin always improving here. MMA will move on to the round of 32 here. By the time you're at the round of 32, half the players are already out of the tournament. It's like this.
No, and that has to feel good because there's 32 Codes players in here. He didn't make it in Codes. Suddenly he's top 32. He's thinking to himself, if I didn't get Huck an MVP, man, I would be in Code S.
I can't believe he kept running into the siege tanks. You know what I mean? Especially,
Lin?
Lin, yeah.
Yeah, no, I really do believe he's looking at it, he's like, yeah, I have enough. But he doesn't, and it's not by a lot. He almost has enough.
I've noticed that he does it when he sees sensors or sensor towers on the map. That's when he starts to, I think, and it's understandable in Terran vs. Terran, you get so uncomfortable when a sensor tower is on the map because you're like, oh, it's just kind of this, I'm not really allowed
It's like
to
a
be
map
in that
hack.
region. Yeah.
It's a map
so
hack tower.
I think that's when we've seen, at least in this case with him, he stims and runs in there and he's like, I have to end this now. But, you shouldn't force yourself into a situation like that just because they have a sensor tower. So,
That's a good point.
maybe that's not the reason at all, but that's at least what I noticed when I was casting that. So anyways, let's go ahead and look at the match results of today's games. Artosis, take it away.
I'm MVP, 2-1 over Creator Prime.we. Protoss players everyone tell your Protoss friends to watch that match. Very good match.
Yeah, that was a great
Creator, Protoss you should model yourself after. Slayer's Gonzi, 2-0, owning Butterfly Effect. Tell your friends not to watch that match. OGS Supernova 2-0 over Check Prime.we. Tell your friends to watch that match if they have a match against Check Prime coming up and they want to beat him. Slayers MMA 2-1 over Foxlin. Tell your friends to watch that match. because it was just pretty good, man. Lin played great. MMA played great.
Moving on to tomorrow's matches, we have Inca against Slayers Liang, MVP Violet against OGS The Wind, TSL Rain against MVP Keen, OGS Juktujung against NA Pro Prime.we.
That is a good set of matches.
Yeah. Looks really good. I'm excited.
Yeah, Slayers Ryung against Inca. That's a pretty good match.
Yeah.
I really like Ryung.
Ryung. It's like such a difficult ID to say.
I don't actually try to roll R's.
You don't like to roll the R's?
I don't do that. No. I'm from America, Tasteless. I don't roll my R's.
I have freedom. So that basically does it for today. Thank you, LG, G-Skill, and Intel for making this event possible. Thank you, Artosis. It's good to be casting with you again, my nerd brother. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in and joining us. And, what was a very exciting day one of the Super Tournament round of 64.
Yeah. I'm still really happy about that first series.
That was a great way to start. That was the
series of the day, I think.
That was really good.
Yeah.
And I almost need to rewatch that, especially that last game. That was interesting.
I may possibly rewatch that series.
I might have to
do that. It's a possibility.
I get my own free GOM TV key.
Me too.
To tune in because I work here. But, no, seriously, that does it for today, guys. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys again here at the GSL Super Tournament. Take care.